Welcome to Apex Legends. I am Bloodhunter. You can call me Bloodhound.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name's AFarCryAway, and I just got done playing some Apex, or Apex Legends, which is sort of like the EA version of a Battle Royale game. So it's got this mixed up thing where it's technically in the Titanfall universe, but at the same time, it really doesn't feel like Titanfall that much, other than the weapons and some of the abilities that are being used in the game. Everything around it really does have more of like an Overwatch kind of vibe to it. And I'm not totally against that. I think it's cool that this game has sort of its own unique identity despite being in the lore of Titanfall. However, I was playing some Titanfall 2 last night, and I was actually having a pretty darn good time on it, even though I was getting my butt kicked over and over. But it's a really fun, game to play, and it has a really cool atmosphere and world, and I think fleshing out that world was a good decision. However, I don't really know if I agree with the way they did it in this game, as I feel like it's sort of pandering to the Battle Royale audience. Lots of bright, shiny colors, lots of, I guess you could say, attitude on the characters. And that's another thing. Each of the characters, or each of the legends, has different abilities and different, voice lines and skins and all of that kind of stuff. Again, feeds into that whole Overwatch thing, especially since you can open up loot boxes or loot crates to get new things for them. And yeah, I'll keep saying that a lot. This game has a lot of parallels to other games out on the market currently. And if you're sick of that kind of thing, this game isn't going to, change your mind. As for the gameplay itself, it actually is pretty fun and fluid to play. However, I would say it's basically Titanfall, but slower. Maybe because my field of view was still more low than I normally set it to, but it really does feel like you're a lot slower in this game. There's no bunny hopping, there's no wall running, and for some that might be 10 out of 10, but for me it just felt like, I come off of playing Titanfall 2 last night to get prepared for this game, and this game just kind of leaves me wanting more with the movement, and it's kind of a shame. It really does feel like a step back, but that's just my opinion. Again, some people will love that about it, but for me, going from one game to the next, it just feels kind of like a little bit of a downgrade. However, it does introduce some more tactical elements to the game, because yes, there is verticality. There's a lot of places on the map where you can vault up to and go up, ramps and such. So there is still a degree of that verticality, and there's still a lot of tactics that can be, used with that mindset of, okay, they can't boost jump up here, so I'm not totally exposed all the time. But at the same time, they could get up here if they got creative with how they, scaled the side of a building or something. If there's a way to mantle up it later that the pros find out about, that's something that could introduce some more vertical play, as well as you do have some of the Apex Legends, or the heroes of the game, having things like grapple hooks and teleportation portals and things of that like. So basically, people still have some really neat mobility and movement options in the game, but it's technically a boots on the ground experience. I forgot the guy's name. I'll probably have to put it in the title or something later, or just edit it over. But I think his name is Bloodhound. He's the guy who has the crow, and he has the whole hunter thing going on. I was playing a match as him, and I had a blast, because basically in Titanfall 2, one of the abilities is, I think it's a stim boost or a stim shot, and the stim shot basically means that you can run extremely fast for a limited durability, or sorry, a limited amount of time. I believe it also affects how your jumping speed is and how high you can jump and things of that nature. So his ultimate is basically, once you press the Z key after the meter charges over the match, you get this ability where you can see people through the walls, you can see their footprints on the ground and track them, and you move at a blistering fast pace in comparison to the normal movement speed. Using this, I was able to flank entire squads and take out almost the entire squad multiple times of enemy teams. It was kind of insane, and I don't think anybody was ready for it. So again, like I said, this is basically like Titanfall 2, but a lot slower. So when you introduce this character that can basically go into super hunter mode and be super fast, they're going to be probably one of the most lethal people on your squad. Hey, I'm not complaining, it was really fun. So again, this game definitely does have a lot more of a tactical mindset that you need to have going into it. However, I don't think this game will change your mind on the Battle Royale thing in general. I think this game has a lot of really good concepts, and I think it does a good job of taking things that already exist in Battle Royale and making them even more streamlined and even more AAA quality. I mean, for example, you can still do the thing where you're about to drop in with your squad. However, you can have a squad leader or somebody that gets randomly selected. They can be your drop leader so that they get to direct where you and everyone else will drop at the same time. Now you can actually break off from them, but it's cool that there's a thing like this for, you know, newer Battle Royale players who maybe don't know what they're doing. And especially for me, because it was like my first or second match ever, I didn't know what was going on. So having somebody there to just direct me to the spot where I needed to be with my squad, that's really nice. I think that's a very appreciative thing to add to a game like this. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, something that makes this game really stand apart from the other Battle Royale games is that there's a respawn mechanic. So you can technically get your teammates back into the game in the middle of the match. And this is still a very large island, you know, it's typical Battle Royale stuff. I don't think the player count's 100, but I could be wrong, maybe it is. It's certainly higher than like 30 or 40 though. And there's a ton of people running around. But the thing is you can bring your teammates back from the dead. What you have to do is you collect this, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's almost like a picture of them from their loot, like from their corpse and their gear that they drop. And you can take that to a machine, and I think you have to wait there for like 10 seconds and you're really vulnerable during it. But then you can basically bring your teammate back from the dead and they're back in the match. And I believe they just get like drop shipped in. So that's a really cool mechanic, and in my time playing though, I never actually ran across one of these respawn machines. So either they're something that are just, they're more like rare, or there's certain spots you need to go for them. I'm really not sure how that mechanic works yet. So again, this is a very early video, like the game just came out, I just played my first match, I'm just putting this out together for you guys. So there's a lot of details I'm very shoddy on, and I'm sure if you guys have been playing the game and you're watching this video 3 months from when I publish it, you're going to be like, oh man, this guy's stupid. But it's just, you know, it's all fresh on my mind at the moment, and it's all very, very new. So what can I say? Positives. Titanfall, sort of movement. It's slower, but it feels really good. The animations are solid. The gunplay feels very good. And I actually almost think it feels better than Black Ops 4's Battle Royale. I might be crazy, and maybe it's just because it was my first couple of matches, but when the game is running smooth and everything's good, the gunplay just feels really responsive and snappy. I also like that this is a free-to-play game, so unlike, you know, Blackout and Black Ops 4, you can actually just hop into this right now and play it right now, and on the EA launcher, of course, because you have to download Origin for it. But that's not much of a price to pay, really. And while I'm not a huge fan of the art and aesthetic of the game, I do think it's cool and original, and it does something with Titanfall that we weren't expecting. So if you were kind of looking to see if Titanfall could be expanded upon in terms of like the lore and the universe, this has some inklings of hope there. Like there's definitely something going on, and I'm very, very curious to see how Titanfall 3 looks now, because maybe it won't look anything like the last two games. Or maybe Apex is just a spin-off like they say it is, and it really is going to just look like another Titanfall game when Titanfall 3 releases, but we're talking about Apex, not Titanfall. I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with Titanfall. I guess as for things I don't like, while I did say the movement feels good, it's not necessarily the greatest thing when you go from having this really smooth, responsive wall jumping, wall running, cool like parkour system with like bunny hopping and things that take skill to learn, and then just kind of degrade it back to being a boots on the ground game. While I think many people will be happy with this decision, I just feel like it's kind of a step back. Also, I'm not a big fan of the whole loot box thing. I of course know this is a free-to-play game, and they need to make their money back somehow, and the quality of this game is pretty high, so I can understand why EA needs them to, like, you know, earn some revenue on this game. However, I just think, like, the actual loot box opening animation and everything, it's straight up just Overwatch, and it feels really slimy. I don't know. I mean, I know it's optional, and you probably get free ones for just playing the game and everything, but it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. So in conclusion, I would definitely recommend you guys try out this Apex Legends game. It's very fun, and it's free, so you really don't have anything to lose on it. And just be on the lookout though, because it's Electronic Arts and they have a habit of publishing things and then turning it really bad with microtransactions. So just be on the lookout for that. And let me know what you guys think about this game and how your experiences are with it, and let me know if you've gotten any sick triple kills or anything. You know, it is a fun game at times, and I had a good time playing it, so let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.